Hello, what is up guys? Eman from Peso Smart Page here and welcome sa panibagong episode. Shoutout din sa mga podcast listeners. Today, discuss natin yung good debt and bad debt. So before we get started, let's see muna kung ano yung latest news about the PSE. So it was announced yesterday, March 17. Well, actually nung wait, ano nga ba date ngayon? Nalimutan ko na. Well, actually, Tuesday pa. That the PSE will reopen today, Thursday. So that's good news. Pero syempre hindi natin ma-predict kung ano ba mangyayari sa market. But I think bababa pa rin siya. Like, mag-continue yung trend din or like ma-maintain lang niya yung bearish movement niya. So the Philippine Stock Exchange PSE is set to reopen for business on Thursday, March 19, but all trading activities will be done off-site. In a memorandum posted on Tuesday night, the PSE said that trading floor will be closed to trading participants. This is in line with a government directive to avoid mass gatherings as part of measures to contain the coronavirus pandemic. So the PSE said trading activities by all trading participants will have to be conducted remotely through off-site locations. The stock market will open at 9:30 and close at 1 p.m. The reopening of the stock market suggests that the PSE was able to obtain exemption from the month-long Luzon-wide community quarantine that requires the lockdown of most private establishments, except those providing basic necessities. So yeah, the local bourse will follow the earlier announced shortened trading schedule. Then, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor Benjamin Diokno tweeted on Tuesday night that the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases had granted the local stock and bond trading platforms exception from the enhanced quarantine measures after they assured the authorities that necessary safeguards to ensure the safety of their employees and the community they interact with are in place. Okay, so much for that. Ito yung tinweet na memorandum ng PSE sa Twitter. Alright, so move on na tayo sa good debt and bad debt. So define muna natin yung good debt. So it is typically defined as debt used to finance something that will increase in value in the future. So mortgage debt is a classic example. You get a mortgage to buy a house today, and in 30 years, when you've paid off that mortgage, the house could be worth 2 or 3 times its purchase price. Then the beauty of good debt is that it's essentially an investment, just like a stock or bond. You're spending money now in the expectation of getting your money back and perhaps some profit on top of that at some point in the future. So good debt is an investment that will grow in value or generate long-term income. Then some of your debt might be considered an investment. You're probably thinking, how can anything as bad as debt be considered an investment? Well, if you took on the debt to purchase something that will increase in value and contribute to your overall financial health, then it's possible that debt is a good one. And yeah, low interest debt that helps you increase your income or net worth are examples of good debt. But too much of any kind of debt, no matter the opportunity it might create, can turn into a bad debt. So yeah, careful na lang tayo dun. That's why we're discussing this. So yung unang good debt is home or apartment mortgage. So yeah, basically buying a home builds ownership in something that not only provides a roof over your head, but also a potential source of retirement money. So yeah, money in the future pa yan. Mortgages are also generally viewed as a source of good debt, so you have to live somewhere, and by taking on a mortgage, your living expenses build equity in an asset instead of just going to a landlord. Also, it gives you the security and stability of owning your own home. Pero yeah, sometimes it really depends on your situation pa din. If kaya mo naman, then yeah, you can mortgage. Pwede kang like bumili ng sarili mong place, but if talagang rent lang yung kaya mo for now, you can actually do that. And basta healthy ka financially. Then home mortgage interest is deductible on your taxes. So isa pang maganda yun. And the interest rate is much lower on your home loan than it is on your credit card. So having cash to pay other expenses instead of using your credit is important. And yeah, as long as the income or cash flow of your apartment business exceeds your monthly amortization payments, it's a good debt. Kasi, for example, kung magpapatayo ka lang ng bahay mo, like, pwede mo siyang gawing apartment, diba? Like, gawin mong complex. Bakit? Papatayo ka ng like parang up and down ng malaking bahay, mas okay kung gagawin mo siyang apartment, diba? Kasi ilang pinto yun, and then pwede mo siyang paupahan. Then next one is business loans. Pero ito, it depends pa rin. Dapat talagang may maganda kang business plan and meron kang idea and talagang sisipagan mo para maging sulit yung business loan mo. While this wouldn't be considered good debt in every single case, borrowing money to start or expand a business is generally seen as a good idea, especially if business is booming. Yeah, and I think kapag like medyo okay na yung business mo na na-start mo, tsaka ka lang mag-loan para lang kunyari, kailangan mag-hire na employee, diba? Kailangan bumili ng equipment. Yeah, sometimes you have to borrow capital in order to hire new employees, buy new equipment, pay for advertising, or just to manufacture the first run of a new widget you invented. As long as the money is borrowed with a plan in place to generate more business or income, then taking out a business loan counts as a good debt. The next one is car loan. So yeah, if you're going to use the car for business and will generate income for you, it's considered a good debt. Then your best bet is to buy a late model used car rather than a brand new one, potentially saving you thousands on the sticker price and the interest paid over the life of the loan. So yeah, kaysa brand new yung bili nyo, mas okay na maghanap kayo nung medyo mas luma para mas mura na siya. Sayang din yung masisave nyo. If you're in Metro Manila, you'll also have to consider the cost of your parking space. So, lalo na pag sa condo ka lang nakatira, diba? Kailangan mo pang bumili ng slot, and that's additional cost. So, you have to be aware of that. Then, yung next one is bad debts na tayo. So, define muna natin siya. So, a bad debt is debt incurred to purchase things that quickly lose their value and do not generate long-term income. Bad debt is also debt that carries a high interest rate, like credit card debt. Then yeah, the general rule to avoid bad debt is if you can't afford it, then you don't need it. Don't buy it. If you buy a fancy 10,000 peso pair of shoes on your credit card but can't pay the balance on your card for years, those shoes will eventually cost you over 13,000 pesos, and by then they'll be out of style, so hindi siya worth it. When you use that to finance things that can be consumed, you're taking on bad debt, and it is a kind of debt that creates an unhealthy financial situation. Yun yung kailangan nating iwasan instead of buying that shoes. Bumili ka lang ng stocks, diba? Credit card debt is often considered bad debt because of the nature of items that credit cards are used to purchase. Pero it depends pa rin. Kung binabayaran mo naman on time palaging bill mo, like monthly, that's good pa rin. At least like nagkaroon ka ng cashbacks and yung other like stuff nilang like promos na ina-offer nila sa customers nila. But like kung papa-interesan mo yun, that's not good. That's a bad debt. Even that used to finance a vacation is bad debt. Also, though it might help you feel better and more productive once you return, a vacation does not appreciate in value. So yeah, don't use that to pay for a vacation, and especially don't use it to pay for a vacation you can't afford. Diba? Like, gusto mo lang mag-i-in, gusto mo lang makasama yung mga tropa mo kung saan man kayo pupunta. And then yeah, bibili mo yung ticket sa credit card, yung pagsistayan yung credit card, and that's not really a good idea. So okay pa na mag-ipon ka, and then yeah, tsaka mag-travel, diba? Expensive debts that drag down your financial situation are considered bad debt. Examples including debts with high or variable interest rates, especially when used for discretionary expenses or things that will lose value. So yeah, yung first one nga is credit card debt with high interest rate. Yeah, credit card debt often piles up quicker than we realize and is often used to pay for things we want rather than need. So it's much easier to think we can afford something using a card rather than paying with cash. So yeah, I think pagka may binibili ako, like mas preferred ko na bilhin siya with cash and like isang payment lang, like buo, para wala ka nang intindihan after nun. By the time credit cards are paid off, interest rates and minimum payments can turn 10,000 peso items into 12,500 items. So, and many items depreciate in value rapidly, making the loss that much more substantial. And yeah, general rule of thumb lang, if you can't buy it twice using cash or a debit card, you can't afford it. Basically, yun lang yun. The next one is payday loan. I think similar siya sa parang 5-6 or something. But I'm not really sure, but parang ganun yung yung principle niya. Parang ganun yung idea. It may be easy to borrow money from payday loan companies, but it's very difficult to pay them back. Lalo na kapag na parang umabot ka nun sa due date and lumampas na. These companies loan out money with terrifyingly high interest rates, taking advantage of the fact that many people are desperate for cash. Even a small amount borrowed through a payday loan outlet can end up costing a small fortune when finally paid back. Then yeah, payday loans are often considered the worst kind of debt you can take on. If you are in serious need of a short-term loan, you are better off taking a cash advance on a credit card and borrowing money from these companies. Yeah, wag niyong gawin yan. And sometimes di naman companies yung parang nagbibigay niyan. Yun nga yung pinake kong example kanina, yung 5-6. That's not really good. Kailangan yung lumayo dito sa payday loan na to. The next one is car ulit. Kung napansin nyo, nasa good debt din siya. Pero considered as bad debt din siya in some cases. Kasi most new cars lose about 10% of their value as soon as they're driven off the lot. And another 10% to 20% by the end of the first year. After that, you're looking at a decrease in value of about 15 to 25 per year. And yeah, that's for an average loss of over 60% by the 5th year. So hindi siya worth it, diba? Lalo na pag bago yung binili mong kotse. And then yun nga, for example, yung binili mong kotse is 1 million, and then after matapos nung loan mo, pag nabayaran mo siya lahat, in total yung binayaran mo is 1.2 million. So 20% yun, diba? Yung parang increase ng price niya. And then since mas mataas yung binayaran mo, bumababa din yung value niya. So for example, pag nabayaran mo siya in 5 years, sobrang baba na ng value ng kotse mo. Nasa ano lang siya, nasa 400k na lang kung gusto mo siya ibenta, diba? It doesn't make sense. Pero yun nga, as I mentioned earlier, kapag naman nagpaproduce siya ng income para sa'yo and kung kailangan mo talaga, then it's good. Yeah, if you bought it to impress your friends and family that you don't really like, then yeah, it's a bad debt automatically para sa akin. So don't do that. And then yeah, yun ay end actually. Recap lang tayo, good debt and bad debt. Medyo simple lang siya and di natin kailangan gawing komplikado. Nabigyan ako ng ilang examples and yeah. So yeah, good debt, home and apartment, mortgage, business loans, and car loan. It depends sa situation yung car loan kasi nasa bad debt din siya. Then yung bad debts natin, credit card debt with high interest rate, payday loan, and car loan din. Depending sa circumstance. Then yung sources ko andyan, ilalagay ko na lang din yan sa baba sa description para mabasa nyo siya. Okay, so let's end it with a quote from Warren Buffett. Sabi niya, "You can't borrow money at 18 or 20% and come out ahead." Sobrang basic nung sinabi niya dito pero it makes so much sense. So I hope this helps you out. Alright, end na natin yung episode here. Like and share na rin if natripan nyo tong content ko. Remember, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday ako nag-upload. So subscribe na rin kayo para wala kayong ma-miss out. And yeah, thanks again for watching and listening, guys. Remember, be Peso smart.